I'd like to welcome everybody to the 2018 Massena Central Hall of Fame induction class. This is the 29th induction class, and let's just have a round of applause for our candidates and our leaders. I'm going to be brief so we can get the ceremonies going, but there's a few things that we need to do beforehand. First of all, I can't say enough of the sponsorship of the Massena Savings and Loan. We'd like to really thank them for helping us put on this program tonight. Without their financial support, we wouldn't be able to do that. So I'd like to also give them a hand. As we looked around the room, I see a few people that are former Hall of Fame inductees. I know we're going to miss somebody, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask all former Hall of Fame members to stand, and I'm going to name some of the ones that we've seen. So could you please stand? We have Larry French, Martha Slack, Mike Gerace, Joel Nicola, Craig Sin, Tyler Coffin, Charlie Boots, Dwayne Hazelton, and I'm sure we missed some other people, so if we missed you, please stand. If not, I'd like to give this group a have a flag in the room here, I think.
Right here.
Oh, right here. It's right over here. I'd like to have everybody stand, please, for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you very much. Next, I would be remiss if I didn't thank the Hall of Fame Committee. And I'd like to have the committee members stand as we read your name. The Hall of Fame Committee consists of Rick Offill, Tim Hayes, Joe McCauley, Al McGrath, Joel Nicola, Martha Slack, George Trippidy, and I'm the liaison between the school and the athletic department and the Hall of Fame Committee. So could you members please stand? And next, to start our program off tonight, I'd like to have our superintendent, Mr. Patrick Brady, come up to say a few words.
Thanks, Gavin. Good evening and welcome to all of our inductees tonight. This is always a special evening for us here in Massena, as I'm sure it is for you and your family. I want to congratulate all of you on this prestigious selection. It really is prestigious. And thanks to Gavin and thanks to Martha and the committee. They always do such a wonderful job preparing this celebration. These traditions are very important. They're important to the school, they're important to you and your family, and they're important for our current athletes and students to see what the past, the history, the tradition is of Massena and what they can aspire to. In essence, tonight we come here tonight because of sports. In our American cultural tradition, sports is a way of binding people together. It binds parents to their child, an athlete to a coach, a community to a team, and teammates to each other. We honor the shared experience of the sweetness of victory, and just as important, the lessons of failure. Now, I remember back in 1980, for example, I'll never forget the Miracle on Ice, watching with my father just before he passed away, and we couldn't believe that an upstart American team with a bunch of kids from Boston and from Minnesota could take on a Soviet team that had just beat the best of the NHL. But they did on a little sheet of ice in Lake Placid, and we all were very proud for that moment. And it was a binding moment for all of us in our community. It was a binding moment for me and my father. Then my daughter will never let me forget that June night in 1994, when at 8 years old, I woke her up with some passion to help share in the moment of watching Mark Messier raise the Stanley Cup above his head as the New York Rangers won the cup. It's a pity I haven't woken up anybody else since that time for that scene, but I'm hoping. I hope I'm not that guy that says, now I can die in peace, back in 1994. And soon, here in 2018, I'll be able to share with my grandson as the Yankees win the World Series in just a couple of months. I knew I did some Yankee fans, probably some Boston ones too. But sports does have a way to bring us together. It teaches us the value of hard work, teamwork, perseverance, fair play, and sportsmanship. It keeps our kids in school, and for some, it brings scholarships to take them off to the next level. And I'm proud of the Massena community. I'm proud of them for supporting our athletic teams and giving us here the great privilege to provide these opportunities for our students. Massena has enjoyed great success over the years due to the support of exceptional athletic directors, coaches, parents, and of course, here tonight, our athletes. For them, we're here tonight rightly to honor their talent and dedication, and I want to welcome them again, all of them, their families this evening, say thank you for coming. For some of you, welcome back. If you haven't been to Massena in a while, certainly take a look around. It still is a great place to go to school and to raise a family and to carry on that tradition. So again, thank you for coming. Congratulations, and congratulations to the committee as well. Thank you.
Thanks, Mr. Brady. I'll say it a couple times too, because Martha's asked me to let everybody know. Before tonight, there's merchandise on sale, Hall of Fame merchandise. I know everybody didn't have the opportunity, but that will be open afterwards, so just let everybody know if they want to do that. Now we have a special recognition before we start into our program. And this recognition is being bestowed on the Massena Volunteer Fire Department. And I'd like to have Paul Brownell step forward, please. I'll read the plaque here. The New York State Athletic Administrators Association has given the New York State Community Service Award in its quest to increase the quality of athletics in the state of New York, and the New York State Athletic Administrators wish to recognize the Massena Volunteer Fire Department in appreciation for their extra effort that they've given to the athletes of New York State. The Massena Volunteer Fire Department has a long-standing tradition here in Massena for hosting all of our football team banquets, running the chain games on the fields for our teams, as well as sponsoring our Hall of Fame reception each year here. So I would like to thank the Massena Volunteer Fire Department for their service and dedicated to the community of Massena and the Massena Central School. Next, we'll jump right in and start with our program. Our first Hall of Fame inductee is Tim Bacon, and I'd like to have his parents, Ron and Barb, come up. I guess his brother Tyler and Trevor are here. Jamel Bacon, Alexander, Michael, and Layla are all here too. And Tim will be inducted and presented by Tyler Coffin. Tyler, can you come forward? He's in the back there. That's okay. That's okay.
Thank you very much. It's a great honor to induct my best friend, Tim, into the Massena Athletic Hall of Fame. Tim was a three-sport athlete during his career at Massena Central. He completed 3 years of football and basketball, as well as 2 years of track and field. As a two-way performer on the varsity football team, he was a starter on the offensive line and defensive end positions. Tim was integral in the 2001 Section 10 champion team his junior year. During his senior campaign in 2002, Tim was the leading receiver at the defensive end position, as a tight end position, catching 15 passes for 225 yards. Hard to do that on defense. For his efforts, Tim was selected to the All-NAC, so he was Section 10 second team. His senior year, he also received honorable mention on the Watertown Times All-North team. At the annual banquet, Tim was the recipient of the Most Improved Offensive Player of the Year award. From a basketball perspective, Tim was a center on our basketball team, both junior and senior years. In 2002, as a junior, Tim was selected as an All-NEC, All-Northern first team. As a senior, he was named captain, and was the leading scorer and rebounder for our team, averaging 15.9 points per game and 10 rebounds per game. Tim was our first team All-NEC performer and won the Leonard Prince Most Valuable Player in 2003. Culminating his stellar basketball career, Tim was chosen to represent Section 10 at the New York State Upstate versus Downstate All-Star basketball team. Tim rounded his senior high school career as a member of the track and field team. He represented Massena High School in the discus throw at the Section 10 championships in his sophomore and junior years. Finally, and most honorably, Tim was the winner of the Mike Hazelton Memorial Scholarship for Leadership and Athletic Excellence his senior year in high school. It's my honor to recognize Tim, who is, like I said, my best friend, a great father, a great teammate, and a great family man, to the Massena Red Raider Hall of Fame. Congratulations, Tim. I'm glad my kids are here to make this interesting. Not very good at this, so I'm pretty much going to stick to the script. Thanks, Tyler, for the intro. I want to start by thanking the Hall of Fame Committee for the recognition. Not only honored, but humbled by it. Congratulations to the other inductees who are here today. It's an honor to be going to the Hall with such an outstanding group. We want to give them one more hand. I'd rather not speak a whole lot about me. I'd rather focus on thanking everyone else who were really responsible for making this happen. My dad's having a little car trouble, and I think he belonged to my little brother, so they're not here right now. But
Dad. You too, Mike, you don't get to Dad, thanks for taking the time to play basketball with me and kicking my ass one-on-one in the driveway. You may not know it or not, but you made me cry a lot when I was younger. And most importantly, you never just let me win, or so I think. I wouldn't be here today if you'd taken it easy on me and just let me win all those years ago. Thanks for showing up every game, putting me through basketball camps, and putting up with me, turning your front lawns into putting greens, breaking garage door windows, denting your vehicles, pretty much just putting up with me and all my friends destroying your house. Mom, thanks for showing up to every game, cheering me on, getting me to practice on time, and most importantly, making sure I was well fed. I'm confident that few of any of the other inductees up here tonight woke up to bacon, egg, and cheese breakfast sandwiches every morning before school. Thanks for letting me play, no matter how hurt or sick I was at the time, whether it was mono, the flu, fractured thumbs, sprained ankles. Thanks for being able to calm Dad down when I was destroying his lawns, windows, and whatever else I managed to break. Thanks to both of you for the amount of time, travel, money, and patience you afforded me throughout my high school athletic experience. I hope I made you proud. Thanks to my JV basketball coaches, Coach Latham and Zappia. Thank you for recognizing that I was the only player on the team who could catch the ball, playing me at wide receiver. I may have been the slowest and most unathletic wide receiver in the section at the time, but at least I could catch. Thanks for that. Thanks to my varsity football coach, Al Nicola. I don't think Al was a big fan of mine during my junior year, to be quite honest, Coach. I wasn't a big fan of playing offensive guard. Thank you for taking me off the O-line and playing me at tight end my senior year. Position change rekindled my love for football. It wasn't until then I realized how much fun playing football was. Thinking my JV basketball coaches, Tim Currier and Campbell, Tom Miller. You saw something in me that I didn't necessarily see myself and started me on my path to what eventually amounted to a fairly successful high school and college basketball career. Thanking my varsity basketball coach, Tom Miller. Thanks for sticking with me during both the good games and bad. I'll always remember the motivational videos that we played in the locker room before games. Thanks for being a great coach and helping me with my transition to the college level. Thanks for also recruiting me onto the track and field team. Wouldn't surprise anyone here that I wasn't much of a track guy, per se, more of a field guy. As it turned out, I wasn't all that bad at throwing the disc. Thanks to my two best friends, Tyler Crawford and Chris Klein, for being here today. Pretty much grew up playing sports with these guys. And I wouldn't be here today without these guys, for sure. Thanks, Tyler, for bringing out the toughness in me during practice. For those of you who don't know Tyler, he's one of the toughest SOBs I've ever known. Thanks, Chris. You're out there, you dropped me all those dimes, jacking all those threes. Like I told you earlier on the golf course, you had a lot of rebounds to my stat line. So, thanks for that, brother. Without both your lifelong friendship and brotherhood, I didn't ever made it here. Thanks for being here tonight. Thanks to all my teammates. We played through different sports for 3 years. It's kind of hard to name everyone in the interest of not leaving anybody out. Thank you all. Lastly, most importantly, I would like to thank my wife, Jamel. She had to cancel some pretty important plans this weekend to be here, and it seems as though she's always sacrificing something in her life for the benefit of me. I'd like to thank you for that. Thanks to my children. I saw two of them running around here earlier, but my two sons, Alexander and Michael. Alexander's the gigantic 9-year-old standing behind me. Alexander, Michael, and my daughter Layla. Now that my athletic career is over, I'm going to enjoy living here every minute of yours vicariously through you.
Layla's going to be good at pretty much Layla's going to be good at pretty much anything she decides to do. That being said, kids, if I kick your butts, make you cry, never let you win, know that it's because I love you, and it's because it will only make you better. Stronger, smarter, and more successful than I am. Love you guys. Thanks.
Just a point of order here, so which I forgot to let everybody know. After the inductee has their speech, we'll have them go to the back, and Timmy's going to take a few more pictures back there too. So after you get done here and speak, we'll have you and your family go towards the back. Okay. And our next recipient is Glenn Baker, and he will be introduced by Albert Nicola.
Timmy, listening to Timmy's speech just a few minutes ago, he used the word vicariously. I didn't even know he knew what that meant. Believe me, when I had him in class, he did. Pat Brady, I would like to recognize Pat. Pat was my student teacher. I don't know if I want people to know that. Gavin, thank you for all the work you do and for everything. Martha, many of you don't know, the committee's been in existence since the first go-around. And this is like a labor of love for her. She puts in countless hours doing this, and it's really the creme de la creme of Hall of Fame inductions. Individual members of the committee, I know how hard you were doing your research, going through all the things that you have to go through. You do a great job. Individual inductees and team members going in, congratulations to all of you. Ladies and gentlemen, I promise you, it's really an honor and a privilege to offer Glenn Baker for induction into the MHS Athletic Hall of Fame. And I promise that I will be brief. Give an Italian a mic and he's going to make a speech. As a coach, you're asked frequently, much more frequently than maybe I'd like to be, who is your best? All coaches have to go through that. Where would that person rank in comparison to others that did the same thing, who went before? What was your best team? No coach in their right mind is ever going to answer those questions. No coach. You're going to get yourself in lots of trouble if you do. My reply was always check the record and see how it compares. And that's the way that you compare people. In Glenn Baker's case, the record speaks for itself. In many ways, it's truly amazing. And I'll read you the highlights. Glenn Baker was a 4-year letter winner in cross-country, wrestling, and track and field from 1966 to 1970. Glenn, I noticed as I was going through the booklet, you're the oldest inductee and I'm the oldest presenter. I'm not sure that's a statement or what, but. As a freshman, he started his high school athletic career as runner on the cross-country team. His ability and consistency led him to being selected as co-captain in his junior and senior years. He helped the team win a sectional championship in his senior year. His wrestling career also started as his freshman year. He won the sectional crown and reached the quarterfinals of the prestigious Windsor tournament. His sophomore year brought another section crown and another undefeated season. Undefeated in his regular season, he suffered his first loss in the sectional finals in his junior year. And I remember in his wife Cynthia's year, she would remember Glenn was wrestling a guy from Governor who was outstanding. They had wars, and Glenn was leading in this match in the sectional championship and made a mistake. And it's easy to do in wrestling, just a little bit of movement and you can get yourself in trouble. And he was caught and pinned. But that was the last loss that he had. His senior year saw him again regain the sectional crown as well as another undefeated season. He was co-captain of that squad and selected as most valuable wrestler. Based on the 3-year record of 62 wins and 1 loss, he was chosen by Amateur Wrestling News, which is the trade paper of the American Wrestling Coaches of America. They rank the 50 top wrestlers in this country, and Glenn was selected on that list. Glenn competed in the half-mile, pole vault, his 4 years of track and field. He won first-place finishes in those years. Glenn continued his match success on the collegiate level, went on to East Carolina University on a full wrestling scholarship, and won their conference 3 years in a row. I'd like to tell you, and I asked Glenn if I could do this, I'd like to tell you just a quick story that happened along the way. I'm not going to go into too many details. Glenn was working with a piece of machinery, and in a terrible accident, his arm was trapped in the machinery. And they didn't live very far from Massena Memorial Hospital. His dad got him up to the hospital as quickly as he could. And the doctors said, "We don't think we can save the arm." And another doctor, Dr. Clough, came in and took a look. He said, "Can I take a look?" They said, "Go ahead." And he took a look and said, "I'm not promising anything, but I think I might be able to save the arm if you let me try." He did, and what you see here is what happened. But he's never regained the full use of that arm. So with that factor and the record that does speak for itself, it's quite a feat. So I would like to present Glenn Baker for induction into the Massena Hall of Fame.
We have here tonight with Glenn, his wife, Cindy. And Cindy, if you want to come up.
I'll say just a few words. The accident that Coach was talking about happened when I was 8 years old. So everything that Coach mentioned happened after that. All the cross-country wrestling, the track. if Jerry Sidden was here, he also graduated with me. I pole vaulted about 13 feet 6 inches, which was pretty darn good back in 1970. When I was 8 years old, Dad started making barbell weights out of empty coffee cans and putting chin-up bars in the backyard. He was my coach until I was about 12 years old. I started wrestling in 7th grade and with Coach Murray. I'm going back, probably none of you remember Coach Murray, but Coach Murray was great. Started the wrestling program, and we actually wrestled interscholastically with Governor Orr and Ogdensburg during those times. I won the junior high championship in both 7th and 8th grade. That was a lot of fun. But my success really came from a whole list of coaches, and the fact that there's something within many of the athletes here that it's a spirit of don't give up, just keep striving forward. So I want to thank Coach Dan McCormick for cross country. We have Coach Nicholas, who I guess died a few years ago. He was fantastic. He was my wrestling coach in 9th and 10th grade. Coach Nicola for my junior and senior year. Track, we had another name from the past. Jim Long was a track coach. Phenomenal person. We had Mr. Goodnow was out there for a while. We had some really, really good coaching. The coaching continued for me at the college level. I wrestled Division I and was very successful in Division I wrestling. The running and the track and everything else was just, I don't know if it was ability or just the refusal to lose. And that characteristic has carried on through the rest of my life. I'm now retired, but the athletics was a key development factor for myself and raising the two boys that Cindy and I have and sharing those values with them and their family. So again, I think the committee, all the rest of the athletes that are being inducted, it's a unique set of characteristics that athletics brings out in people. Got my degree in health and physical education, so that's where these things go. The characteristics that it brings out during the competition stays with you for the rest of your life. Thank you.
Next we have for induction is Alfie Coda, and Alfie has his mother Joyce here and his sister Connie, and Rick Offeld will make the presentation.
I followed Al Nicola to the microphone. What an honor that is. Alfie Cotto. All I can tell you is I hear that name and all I can do is smile like most other people. There's always good memories about Alfie. I'm not going to bore you with all the stuff that's in here. A couple of great comments as I talked to him, trying to get things wrapped up. One of them is, you'll notice, I think it's mentioned in here, that he was Male Athlete of the Year in 1976, the year he graduated. And apparently when he got the award, he thanked Ike Bogosian Jr. And he thanked Ike because Ike left that year when he would have been a senior to go to prep school. That's why Alfie won the award. I thanked Ike very much. The other thing is his scoring record and whatnot. He said, I could have had a lot more goals. He said, but Coach Moore, Stan Moore, would not rub it into anybody. Massena was just tremendous in those years, as most of us remember. And he said, a team like Malone, he said, we could have scored 100 goals if we wanted to. But we just pulled back, and he just made sure that we were winners and stayed on us and rode us pretty good. I want to take credit for one thing. The thing about Mr. Excitement came from me. I was broadcasting the hockey games on WYDG at the time. Some of you might remember that. We were a daylight station only, so the games were played the next day. They played on a Friday night, taped it, they played it on Saturday. I'll never forget the time I came up with Mr. Excitement. Remember when Lake Placid was the big rival, okay? And they were playing in Lake Placid, and it was one hell of a game. And it was late in the third period, and Alfie comes racing up the ice, he's got 5 guys chasing him and everything else, and I go, and here comes Mr. Excitement, Alfie Cotto, down the wing, blah, 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 bang, he knocks it in to win the game, or whatever it was. It was just amazing. I also coached him. First soccer game Alfie ever saw, he played it. He knew nothing about soccer. He said, Coach, what do I do? I said, Alfie, it's a simple game. Round ball, rectangular net, run like hell. He said, I can do that. And he did. And he ended up his junior year as one of the key cogs the first time we ever made the playoffs in soccer. In track, he didn't go out till he was a senior. You saw what he did. He racked up all those things because he was an athlete. And he could compete, and he worked hard. And I'll leave you with one other story, which doesn't have anything to do with school, but it has to do with why you see the name Alfie Cotto and you smile. He already knows this is coming. Many of you know that I run a little golf tour, and we travel all over the North Country and play. So we're playing in Upper Canada. It's on a Friday. So we get done playing, and of course, there were some libations there, some beer called Bradura. You've never heard of it or not. Pretty powerful stuff at its time. So Alfie had all he wanted and more. He was old enough to drink and race that way. So he wakes up the next morning, and it's the first day of the club championship at Massena. He's laying in bed, and he's thinking, where are my golf clubs? He didn't know where they were. He didn't know who had taken them. So now it's getting close to tea time. He starts calling around, calling all kinds of people. Finally finds out where his golf clubs were, and tea time is getting closer and closer. So he races over to the guy's house, gets the clubs, bombs down 37, turns on a Browning Road, ripping down, beep, 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 beep. He looks at his rearview mirror, and sure enough, 74 to 55. He made his tea time, but he paid a lot of money to get it. That's Alfie Cotto. Listen, I want to present Alfie Cotto as a member of the Raider family and as a member of the Massena Central Hall of Fame. Alfie?
Rick, and thanks to the committee who took my nomination seriously enough to induct me into this rarefied group of ex-athletes. I'd like to thank my friend Jay Burkhalter down in San Antonio, Texas, who decided after 42 years being out of school that he would go rummaging through yearbooks and archives, online things, and pull together this case and submit me for nomination after all this time. When Rick called me and said, oh, and now I know how Susan Lucci feels after all this. But then I wasn't sure. I never heard anything more. This was 3 or 4 months ago, and it's getting closer and closer and closer, and I don't hear from him. I said, oh, and I asked again, I find out I'm supposed to show up here at 6 o'clock. And I pull up front. There's only 5 names on the sign. But I came in, there were 6 chairs, and I'm in the program. I'd like to thank all the coaches I had, Rick among them, the late Stan Moore. Especially like to single out Dave McLennan. He was the most influential coach I had along the way. He taught me a lot about leading people and motivating people and getting the best out of people, and getting them to expect the best out of themselves, and for that I'll always be grateful. I'd like to thank my parents, of course, for what they did raising me. Unfortunately, my dad passed away 6 years ago, so he's not able to see this, but Dad was always quietly proud of me while keeping me grounded. some extent. I could see him now saying, congratulations, son. Mark Morris, he's in there. Did he graduate with you? Did you go to school with Tommy Fiacco? Lori Canuck, you played with him, didn't you? I get it, Dad. I'm not the first one. So 1976 was 42 years ago. Who was president when I graduated in June 1976? Gerald Ford. I had to look that up, I wasn't sure myself. I don't watch a lot of NBA basketball, but I do enjoy some of the studio commentary with Charles Barkley, Kenny Smith, and Shaq are in there, and there's a lot of banter back and forth. One of my favorite lines I heard was Kenny Smith and Barkley were going back and forth, and Kenny said something, and Barkley looked at him, shakes his head, he goes, "That's Kenny. The older he gets, the better he was." And I started thinking, I said, you know, we're all that way to some extent. We all tend to romanticize our youth and look back at our prime as the glory days. You can say the mid-70s in hockey in Massena. People go back and say, that's the glory days. We had such great teams. We had such great athletes. We turned out so many good college hockey players. The truth be known, the players on this team being inducted here from 08, they're probably bigger, faster, stronger than the guys who were 33 years prior, 32 years prior. That's just the nature of the way the thing goes. And when Owsley talked about comparing from year to year, you can't do that. You can only compare what you do and what you get done. So, 42 years later, I'm being inducted into the Athletic Hall of Fame. I came here expecting a bronze bust, a yellow Century 21 jacket. All I got to see was my old yearbook photo in this thing, and I don't look any better now than I did. Thank you for your time.
Next, we have an induction is Matt Hatch. Matt is accompanied by his parents, Brian and Tina, and Jane Ramage, and presented by Tim Hayes.
It's a pleasure to have the opportunity tonight to present Matt Hatch to the 2018 inductee into the Massena Central Athletic Hall of Fame. Throughout Matt's career, he was one of the old school guys. Three-sport athletes are dwindling now. Matt wasn't one of those guys that played just one. He played all three. Participating all 3 seasons through high school, played 5 years of hockey, 4 years of lacrosse, 4 years of soccer. He was awarded the letter M award for his participation and was named the Athlete of the Year in 2008. Matt was a leader by example. His work ethic on the ice or on the field was second to none. Matt's work ethic was displayed relentlessly, killing penalties beyond the offensive prowess he had. Al St. Pierre from the Massena Courier put it best after the state championship game when he said Matt's relentless penalty killing throughout the weekend in leading his team to state championship and being named the MVP. Coach Phelps isn't here tonight, so I can tell a story about how that went without anybody getting mad at me. Matt killed penalties for quite a bit of time at the end of one period, and it was hot in there and things weren't going well, but it was hot. He'd been on the ice for 4 or 5 minutes at the end and decided on the way off when the horn blew to take his helmet off. He was hot, you know, going to the locker room, takes his helmet off. We get in there and the coach like, "What are you doing with your helmet off?" He's hot. He said, "Put your helmet back on. What do you want, everybody to see who you are?" Well, Matt quietly put his helmet back on. Took care of things. Nobody needed to see him anymore to know who he was, and he went out and just worked harder, and we ended up playing better that next period. I think Matt said something in the paper about that. We got together and said we need to be better, and he went out and showed them what it was. So nobody needed to see him. They knew who he was. In leading the 2007 and 8 Red Raider hockey team to the state championship, Matt was named the tournament MVP. His numerous honors that season included the All-State team, Northern Athletic Conference First Team, Northern Athletic Conference MVP, and the Watertown Daily Times All-North MVP. Matt was also recognized for being all academic every season he was on the varsity team. I present to you now Matt Hatch.
Thanks, Coach Hayes, for those nice words. I don't remember you're in the locker. Usually move your ass. First off, I wanted to congratulate all the other inductees. Really humbled to be a part of this great class. Thank you to the committee for recognizing me. Like I said, it's a great honor. You know, it was always something, growing up in this school, coming down the hallway, going to the gym where you always saw the inductees. You know, every day going to gym class or every day coming into school. So, you know, it's a great honor to be a part of that. First off, I kind of wanted to, when I first thought about this speech, I Googled it, and what do you write an induction speech? And obviously the first thing that comes up is you have to thank him. So I started writing a list, and 14 pages later and 200 names, I decided that I wasn't going to inundate everyone with that. So I going to try and knock everyone off here. You know, I wanted to start with the faculty, staff, coaches, and really the community of Massena. This is a town where you grow up and nothing's really given to you. You earn everything, and I think that's something that I learned. You know, growing up through the school, growing up through the programs with coaches, is that you know, if you want to go out and kill penalties, if you want to go out and play all the time, if you want to you know, be that person that's you know, leading your teammates, you know, you have to work hard. It starts every day. It's by example, and it's something that, you know, was kind of drilled in early, and I appreciate everyone that taught me those lessons. Just want to thank some of my coaches, Coach Hayes, Coach Phelps, who couldn't be here tonight, some of my other hockey coaches, Coach Mignolatz, Coach Bichette, Coach Germanius, my dad, who was my first hockey coach. You know, just so many lessons that I learned. Coach Capio, you know, he was actually my confirmation sponsor too. So just kind of goes to show you, you know, what kind of a family that we had growing up in Massena. Secondly, I wanted to thank my teammates. For me, this is kind of more of a team award than anything else. I mean, hockey is a game where you're never on an island. I think if you were to go back and look at all the score sheets, there'd be a lot of Matt Hatch and Matt Superno and Nate Bichette and Taylor Zappia. You know, it's something that's, you know, as a team, we just worked hard. We love playing together. You know, we just had fun. We love pushing each other. We love showing up every day. And we love working hard. We love winning hockey games. You know, it was really fun. It was a great team to be a part of. You know, whether it was street hockey, pond hockey in the winter, all you can eat spaghetti night at Coach's Corner. I still don't know if we ate 40 plates of spaghetti between 5 people, but it happened. You know, I've had the opportunity, you know, after high school and college, you know, be part of some really good hockey teams, and it's just that you look at some of these guys over here and how hard they worked, and you know, that close-knit, you know, showing up to the golf course today for the golf outing, and just seeing these guys again, and you just pick up right where you left off, and you know, being fortunate enough to play for a lot of teams, it's not common. It's not common to get a group of guys like this together that just genuinely care about each other. So I just want to thank all you guys for everything you've done for me. You know, I'm very honored to be able to. I think it's very fitting that we're being inducted together as a team. You know, just because we had such a great connection. Lastly, my family. You know, I wrote this down that I truly would not be where I am without you. And that's just the truth. You know, it's something where, you know, it seems kind of vague in general, but you know, you grow up The parents so supportive, they're driving me to hockey at, my dad's got me on his shoulders with skate guards on, hockey practice at 6 a.m. and he's outside making rinks every winter. Just wouldn't be, the athlete I was and the person that I am today without you guys. My whole family in general, aunts, uncles, just so incredibly support network that I've been fortunate to have. I wouldn't be up here today without them. My cousin Pat Bolger, who's also here tonight, he was one hell of a horn blower. He could blow that foghorn when the voice came out, really got everyone going. And I just kind of wanted to finish just by saying, one of the best memories I had, growing up as a kid was just learning how to skate in the backyard with my dad. And, I think that's just something like I've kind of touched on is that community, that love that everyone has in this town. It's something special, and I think that's why we see so many great athletes come out of Massena, so many great musicians, so many great people come out of Massena, is because we just have such a tight-knit community.